Welcome. You have an opportunity to earn some extra money based on the tasks involved in today's decision exercise. Before we begin, there are two rules we would like you to keep in mind. First, please follow all the instructions that we give you. This is very important. If you follow the instruction carefully, you might improve the chance of earning more money. Second, please focus on the decision exercise. Please refrain from doing other activities during the exercise so that you are not distracted. Now let me tell you a little about the exercise. We are interested in the ways in which people make decisions regarding the use and the maintenance of shared public infrastructure. We are going to ask you to make decisions. The decision will involve you and 3 other players in a group. You will not know who those other persons are, and they will not know who you are. The basic structure of the decision exercise is modeled after how key stakeholders interact in the use and maintenance of a public irrigation infrastructure. There are farmers who take water from a shared irrigation infrastructure to grow crop, which gives them their earning. To use the irrigation infrastructure, farmers need to pay fees to a provider who is in charge of maintaining the irrigation infrastructure. Also, farmers can hold the payment and keep the fees as their earning. In the case of the provider must decide how to use the collected fees. 2 options are available. The provider can either invest the fees to maintain the infrastructure or keep the collected fees as its earning. When the provider makes investment, the earning is the amount of leftover fees that remains after investment. Note that more water is available for farmers to grow if the irrigation infrastructure is maintained through investment. Note also that you and 3 other players will play the situation just described multiple times throughout this decision exercise. There are 4 players in a single group, 3 farmers that share an irrigation infrastructure and 1 provider that maintains the irrigation infrastructure. In this exercise, you will be randomly assigned to one of these 4 players. Your role will not be changed during the entire exercise. As the consequences of decisions made by you and other 3 players, 2 outcomes are possible in each round. The irrigation infrastructure is either fully functional or minimally functional. The irrigation infrastructure is fully functional when 15 tokens are invested for maintenance, and the irrigation infrastructure is minimally functional otherwise. More specifically, at the beginning of each round, each farmer is endowed with 10 tokens. Each farmer then decides what to do with this endowment between 2 options, hold and pay. If a farmer decides to hold 10 tokens and don't pay, the farmer will just earn 10 tokens. If a farmer decides to pay the 10 tokens to the provider, then there are 2 possible outcomes. When the irrigation infrastructure is fully functional, the farmer will earn 15 tokens. Otherwise, when the irrigation infrastructure is minimally functional, the farmer will earn 5 tokens. The provider collects whatever tokens paid by the farmers. The provider then decides what to do with the collected tokens between 2 options, keep and invest. If the provider decides to keep all of the collected tokens, become the provider's earning. And if the provider decides to invest, the provider will take as its income the tokens remaining after investment. Note that it costs the provider 15 tokens to make the needed investment to the irrigation infrastructure in each round. Note also that the provider's earning cannot be less than 0 in this experiment. For example, if the provider received 20 tokens from 2 farmers and decides to invest 15 tokens in the infrastructure, the provider will earn the remaining 5 tokens. Please note that there is a time constraint for decision making in each decision. Both the farmers and provider need to make the decision within 1 minute. If you don't decide within 1 minute, you will see a warning message for another 1 minute. If you need more time, you can click on continue button in the warning message and get another 1 minute to make your decision. If you don't make any decision, even for the additional time, you will be removed from the experiment. That concludes our brief explanation of the decision exercise. Great work. Now you are ready to play.